Hey, basketball coaches and basketball players, my name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training, and today I'm going to show you some fantastic high 1-4 basketball motion offenses that I've ran with my team in the past that have worked really well for me, and I hope that they work really well for you. So let's get down to the clipboard, let's check these out. Of course, if you like basketball plays, drills, and skills, hit that like button, subscribe, go check out my defensive books in the link in the description as well, because they've helped so many coaches that, I know that they can help you as well. So let's get down to the clipboard, let's check out these plays, and I know you'll love them. Okay, so in this first play, these are all very similar, of course, but we're going to be having player 1 pass to the high post. It doesn't matter if he passes to player 5 or 4, it really does not matter. But let's say, for sake of argument, he passes to player 5. What we're going to have is now player 4 set a screen up for player 1, and now player 1 is going to use that screen and he's going to cut towards the rim. Of course, if he's open, you could hit him up with a layup. Now, if he is not open, what we're going to be having now is player 3. He is going to be going and using player 4 also as a screen. Player 1 is going to fill out into player 3's spot. So player 1 is filling out, player 3 is cutting, and we're also going to be seeing player 2 cut towards the high post. So what we're hoping for here is player 3 coming off of this screen, and this can be a skip pass or a lob pass out to player 3 for a shot on that side. Now, we're going to be having player 4. He is going to be popping up top. If none of these players are open, now what we can see is to have player 5 in the high post with the ball. We're still in our high 1-4 set. Now, if we want to get that ball back towards the perimeter, what we're going to have to do is have player 5 do a dribble handoff with player 1, and now we're going to be having player 3 cycle through over towards this side, and now we're going to be having player 4 cycle out towards where player 3 was. This is not an easy play by any imagination. So once player 1 gets that ball, player 4 moves out over towards that side. We're now having player 1 up top, and we're going to have player 5, after that dribble handoff, he's going to be rolling towards the basket, so now he is an option to be hit up with a layup if player 1 didn't have a shot as well, because that is an option if player 1 has that shot. After player 5 rolls towards the basket, we're going to be having player 2, he's going to switch towards the other high post, and now player 5 is going to be returning quickly towards that high post. The reason why I want to see the return to the high post is because now, if we're running the same motion, we can now entry pass with player 5 on the opposite side of where we started before. Now that is a more advanced play. This next play is going to be a bit easier for you. I just wanted to show you a really advanced play at first. That play does, however, work really well against a zone defense as well. So definitely something to have in your arsenal if you're coaching a more advanced team or maybe a later high school level team. Now, the 3-2 zone is becoming very popular and is being used widely right now. So this next play is a lot of fun to run against a zone, I'll put it that way. So what we're going to have is player 5. He is going to set the screen at first up on player 1. It could have been a player 4 as well. It could have been either player. But just for sake of argument, player 5 runs it. We're going to have player 1 dribble out towards this right side, and we're going to have player 2. He's going to be sneaking down towards that low corner. Now, what we're going to be having is, I should have kept player 2 up there. Player 4 is going to be sinking here. Now player 1 has an option because player 5 is going to be coming off that screen. We're also going to be having player 4 setting a screen on player 3 also. So player 1 could have taken that shot. If player 1 red fought through, we could get the ball into player 5, which then this is essentially all ending up with player 2 getting this ball, possibly. Player 5 could have taken that shot as well. If that brings up the defense, we're also going to have player 2. He's going to be cutting, and this could be an easy basket. If this is not the fact that let's say player 4 stayed down and we had player 5 come up possibly, because of course that would be a sign of a good defense. Instead of player 3 filling the top, he could be cutting, because of course read and react, we want to read and react to the defense and what the defense is doing. Now, let's say we just ran the play like normal. Those two players collapsed in the middle. We had player 3 using that screen. Of course, he could have been an option for player 1 to pass to as well for a shot. But now, what we're going to be having is, if there's no shot, if there's no pass out here, even if player 3 was to cut down and let's say player 5 sagged off and player 5 blue just never took that shot, we still want player 3 to use player 4 as a screen afterwards. So whether this be a cut like that or just a straight cut like this, it doesn't matter. Player 5 is going to turn around and player 3 is going to get that ball. We're now going to have player 4 fill out, player 1 go into the high post, player 5 go into that high post, and player 2 is going to move back up, and we are back in our 1-4. Now, that may not be a standard motion offense that you may think of where you're always going to be going into that specific spot and whatever, but that is still a motion offense in my mind that we've used multiple times. Now, this next and third option that you can run is one that I've posted on this channel before. If you have not seen it, that's totally fine. This is a lot of fun to run. So in this next play, this is an even easier play for you to run. We're going to have player 1 pass over to player 3. We're going to have player 5 set a screen on player 1, and player 1 is going to cut towards the basket. Now, if that's an option, you could hit him up with a pass. That's totally fine. Now, another option is going to be all dependent on how you feel like running this next step. So we can have player 4 go over towards this high post. Player 2 goes into the high post. Player 5 stays up top and player 1 fills out. And then we can just run the offense again by having player 5 get that ball or having a screen out, and now we've got the 1-4 going again. Or what we could have instead, we'll get these players back to where they were, is let's say player 1 got through that screen, and now what we're going to see is player 4 still going over towards this high post, player 5 going in towards that high post. We're going to see player 2 move up and player 1 move out. So whatever you think that your team is going to find the easiest, those are the two next options. Now, at this point, you could pass to the point, but I'm not a huge fan of wing to point passes, mainly because they tend to get picked off. So I would rather have player 2 go over, set a screen for player 3, and now player 3 is going to set up the 1-4 motion again. I hope that these 3 high 1-4 motion basketball plays help your team win more games. If they do, let us know in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. If you have any suggestions on videos to do, hook me up with a comment and I will definitely try and make a video for you as well. Anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again later on today for the second video of the day, as well as the live stream at 1 o'clock.